Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is said to have many connections not just to the original trilogy, but also the prequel trilogy era by director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, we do know that this movie is going to have a lot of surprises, revelations, twists and turns that's all going to lead to saga-wide implications in this story that are going to be used as a way in order to benefit many of the characters like Kylo Ren and Rey, for an example there. Now, what's really exciting about Episode 9 is that we also know that we will have a lot of prequel trilogy choreography and continuity that will be used in a visual way in this movie. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the set leaks and one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very exciting for Episode 9. Now, specifically, a description of one of the sequences based within the third act of the film, where it's described that both Kylo Ren and Rey are engaging in a lightsaber duel against each other underneath the First Order headquarters in what's described to be the sub-basement. It's said to be an intense moment between the two characters where powerful saber strikes are exchanged. One of the sequences involves both of their lightsaber blades locking together to the point where the environment around them begins to flicker and morph into a familiar world from Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, where both Kylo and Rey are now fighting on Geonosis in the very same location that Anakin fought Dooku while protecting Obi-Wan Kenobi. One of the sequences involves Rey performing a prequel-esque move where she runs toward a wall and uses her legs as a way for leverage to create a quick backflip to land behind Kylo Ren and attempt to strike him. The scene was said to include tons of wire work for both Kylo and Rey, though it is described that Kylo and Rey's brief battle on Geonosis is the shortest flash fight sequence in a scene that demonstrates many prequel trilogy choreography elements for both characters Kylo and Rey. So let's go over a couple of parts about this. Now, we do know that the flash fights are something that is very controversial right now in Star Wars. A lot of people are expressing mixed reactions on whether or not this really is the best decision. Now, Geonosis being a part of one of their flash fights, quote unquote, is said to be the shortest of them all. So we've been going over Mustafar, Naboo, Tatooine, you name it, being the top three main ones. Even, of course, other worlds and other cities that will be a part of these flash fights. So in case you guys are just tuning in right now, these flash fights are said to be a mixture of force backs, force back visions and everything related to flash forwards and flashbacks and everything related to, her having that moment in The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens and using that as a way of mixing it with the lightsaber duel. So it's going to be very interesting to see exactly how this is going to look on the big screen, how it's going to be executed by J.J. Abrams. I want to go over to Geonosis though. Now, Geonosis is a very popular world in the prequel trilogy era. We've seen it in quite a number of movies. We've seen it primarily in Episode 2. What I love so much about Geonosis is how unique of a planet it really is. And when we look at the moment in which Dooku is fighting Anakin and Obi-Wan, that's the exact location that both Rey and Kylo are going to revisit in Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. Now, of course, they don't know where they are, they don't really know what that location really is, but the audience is going to know, and this is going to be used as a form of nostalgia for Star Wars Episode 9 by J.J. and Chris Terrio. Now, we got a little glimpse of the flash fights. You guys may recall on the cover of the art book of The Rise of Skywalker, it gave us a little first look as to what it's going to look like, and the best way to describe it is, it's going to be very much like Inception. I don't know if you guys ever saw the movie Inception, but where the worlds are morphing into different environments. It's also kind of like Doctor Strange. In case you guys have never watched that movie, go ahead and watch the ending of Doctor Strange, the actual battle. The Force, the flash fights are actually said to be somewhat similar to that, where the environments are going to shift to different environments and morph into different environments as well. So with that sequence in mind here, it's said to be a moment where a lot of wire work was used on both Daisy Ridley and Adam Driver as Kylo Ren and Rey, where even one of the sequences involves Rey running toward a wall and using her legs as a way of leverage to give herself the ability to make a quick backflip behind Kylo Ren. That to me almost sounds like something that you would expect to see in the Matrix films, right? So this movie really is raising the bar. When it not only comes to prequel trilogy choreography, we're talking about the fighting styles and the different moves that Rey and Kylo are going to exchange. It's going to be quite exciting to see, exactly what that's going to look like. And we got a little hint of that in the Rise of Skywalker teaser, where she literally does a backflip over that TIE interceptor on the world of Pasaana, which is the new desert world. So keep that in mind. We got a little glimpse of what the prequel trilogy choreography is going to look like. And I couldn't be more happier that they are bringing that back. So I would love to hear what you guys have to say about this amazing prequel trilogy connection in The Rise of Skywalker. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.